Shlomo HaMelech, who obviously preceded the Mishnah, was the smartest man, the wisest man that ever lived. And he said in Mishlei, in Proverbs, right in the beginning of Proverbs, chapter 1, Shma beni musar avicha ve'al titosh torat imecha. Hear, my child, the discipline of your father, and do not forsake the teachings of your mother. So here, Shlomo HaMelech is telling us that Mussar is something that if you want to be close to Hashem, you cannot run away from it. If you want to be close to Hashem, one of the most important jobs that you have in this world is to learn how to be a human being, is to learn how to be a good, decent person, but not a decent person, again, by your own definition. You have to look at the instruction set. Now there's several parts of the Torah. There's the written Torah, there's the oral Torah. And there's obviously many parts of the oral Torah. One of the critical parts is the Mishnah, which from there, the roots and the fruits of it is the Gemara. In there, you have exact instructions of what to do. But if we pretend like we already know everything, if we make the Torah secondary, if we make Mussar secondary, well, you know what, we want to learn Parashat Shavua, we want to learn interesting things that happened in the past, we want to learn different Sipurei Tzadikim, all of that's wonderful. But if you're not going to implement these things in your life, then it's all useless. To learn about who Moshe Rabbeinu is very nice, but to learn how to be like Moshe Rabbeinu is the point. That's why Hashem put it in the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu is the most important trait that everyone knows Moshe Rabbeinu for, is that he was the humblest man that ever lived. Now, if somebody is a loser, doesn't have anything, doesn't have any money, doesn't have any wisdom, doesn't have anything to speak of, there's no such thing as humility for a person like that. He has nothing to be proud of. He has nothing. But if someone has everything, and he's humble, and he pretty much acts as if he has nothing, acts as if what he has is not significant because he knows where it's coming from. He knows it's really not his. If he's a faker, where he's like, oh, you know, I don't know anything. Oh, by the way, did you see my book? I wrote all these things in my book. Okay, and he's saying, I don't know anything. I don't think it's faker. He's not real. If someone is like, yeah, no, I don't know that much about business, but you know, I did sign a deal last week for $30 million. That's a faker. That's a faker. Moshe Rabbeinu, when it says that Moshe Rabbeinu was the humblest man that ever lived, it's making that statement, Hashem is signing off on it. Because Moshe Rabbeinu actually had all the reasons in the world to be the most arrogant person that ever lived. The most proud person that ever lived, because he actually had everything. Mm-hmm. He was very, very strong. We read in last week's parasha that when he died at 120 years old, even his eyes didn't change. He was still strong like a 20-year-old person. He was very tall, very strong. He beat Og Melech HaBashan, Og the king of Bashan. He was very rich. He made a lot of money, a fortune, off of the little chips of the 10 commandments that broke. The little small pieces that Hashem allowed him to become wealthy off of them. On top of that, he's the only man that ever spoke to Hashem face to face. And he spoke to him on a regular basis whenever he wanted. He spoke to the source.
From the bushes, no?
From the bush, and also for 40 years throughout the whole desert.
When he was gone.
Right, throughout the whole desert. All the time that he was in the desert, spoke to Hashem. So, Moshe has many things on his resume that no one ever did. And no one ever will do. But yet, Moshe Rabbeinu, when Am Yisrael complains to him, and Aaron, about, they wanted water, Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron says, V'anachnu ma? We're nothing. What are we? That you're even complaining to us. Complain to the source. Complain to Hashem. Don't complain to us. Who are we, B'chlal? Why? Just because I talk to him, you think he's going to listen to me? Just because I have some money, you think I could buy you something? Just because I'm strong, you think I could break something or pick something up? Everything is from the source. Everything is from Hashem. As soon as a person realizes this, then they could start developing a relationship with Hashem. But as long as a person has a confused idea of the relationship they have between them and Hashem, it creates a very big problem.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.